Everybody, it's Jennie McGarvey, and I am happy to share with you today the memory planning in my Happy Planner for March 7th through 13th. As you can see there's a quick look at last week in the Happy Planner with the addition of some pockets and photos and embellishments and all kinds of stuff. I'm going to get down to work straight away. You have where I like to take the page out. It makes it perfect for stamping and writing. There's no bulk underneath and no little bumps and all kinds of things to get tripped up on with my stamps or my pen. So as you can see, I am working today mostly with Scraptastic Club items, both the Plan On It kit, a couple of planner stamp sets, and then also the March 2016 This Life Noted kit, which is a pocket scrapbooking kit, which then there in turn is perfect for what I am doing, which is a combination of pocket scrapbooking and planning. I've already got my pictures printed out, which I use my Canon selfie, and then I also use an app on my iPhone, which is called Pick Frame, so that I can print the photos in the sizes that I need or that I would want. I use this every single week, and I have for well over a year now. I find it to be a fantastic system. I absolutely love it, and I absolutely love my Canon selfie printer. I know there's a lot of different printers on the market that do a similar thing, and I know people are really into that Polaroid zip right now. I believe those photos are self-adhesive. For me, this is a much better system. I much prefer just having standard 4x6 photos. It helps me be able to print 4x6 photos, and then also if I want to send a photo in a card or give a photo to someone, I'm able to use this for so many different purposes. You wouldn't believe how handy it comes in for kids' projects and stuff like that as well. So I'm a huge fan of the Canon selfie. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit of pre-planning for my pocket pages before I get started on my planner layout, which is on purpose. This helps me choose what kinds of things I will do on the actual planner pages. For example, which color stickers I'll choose, where I'll stamp things, where I'll leave room to maybe add an embellishment or a sticker or a small photo. So that's why I kind of like to roughly pre-plan my pocket layout. It helps me get everything in order and get everything all situated so that the two different things come together and they coordinate. I don't need them to be totally matchy-matchy. That's not exactly how I am, but I do like them to coordinate. I do like them to go together. Now, as you can see, there is my clean blank page, and I am going to start. There are some beautiful icon stamps in this month's Scraptastic Club kit, the Plan On It kit, and they're just awesome. They're a great size. You'll see that here when I stamp them on the page, and they're super cute. So I love using them, and I really look forward to using them in the future. I think that they are going to work out really well for how I use my planner and the different types of things that I like to do. I like to write with my Kira Arena twin pens inside my planner. They are a dual tip, a felt pen on one side and then a highlighter on the other, and they are lightly scented. They're just really fun. I really enjoy using them, and I like how they write. Now the Plan On It kit stickers, I adore them. They are wonderful, and they just keep getting better each month. They're high quality. They look great, and there are just some really useful designs. As I've mentioned in the past, I am pretty much a functional planner, but I like to do it in a manner that's really cute also. I don't want it to be just completely boring and plain, but I don't find myself to be adding a whole lot of decoration. So I do in this Happy Planner add a little bit, and mostly that's photos, just because obviously I'm keeping this as a memory planner, but I really just am at heart functional and simple and linear, and that's where you'll find my layouts tend to go, and so you'll see that I really do lean heavily on the functional items that come in my kits or that I have in my stash. Now, I like those little checklist sort of stickers. I'm able to write several different things, so for days that have multiple things going on, they are fantastic for me. I also, in addition, don't even just use stickers and stamps to mark things, but also just writing things as well. As you can see there, I wrote rain out and then add, little lines to sort of highlight that as well. I didn't use a sticker, I didn't use a stamp, I just wrote it. And I feel like for me, it's very decorative. It's cute, but obviously it's just super functional and super simple. And that's how I like to keep my pages. I'm not a huge decorator by nature, and so this works well for me. Now, I like to work in my planner Monday through Sunday. Obviously, there are times when you come back and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot to totally write this down, or I forgot this sticker, or I forgot to notate that. Obviously, that happens to me all the time. But I like to work chronologically. It's just kind of how my brain works, and so that works best for me. I like to cover up every now and again the morning, afternoon, and evening headers. Not every one and not every week, not the same way. Like, for example, on Tuesday afternoon, I covered it up with the Today circle sticker. I love how that looks right there. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you've got the little strip of color right behind it and it makes it a little bit more interesting. I don't know. But I love that, and then I'm able to use that entire block for one event, and I think it really just turns out super cute, and I'm super happy with it. Another thing that I like to do a lot, and you'll find that I do this pretty often, is just use, mostly I tend to use a star stamp. I don't know why, but also other shapes as well I have definitely used in the past. Just one little star stamp and then write an event next to it. And in this case, I alternate left and right just to vary it and keep it a little bit more interesting for different events. So then I'm not using stickers or I'm not using a specific event type stamp. I'm able to vary things, keep them different, keep it, again, very simple. I also could definitely alternate colored pens, or I could use the highlighter to highlight a specific event, and I would absolutely do that if it was something that was more important or if it needed to be notated in a more, draw more attention to that. So honestly, now the left side of the layout is finished, so I'll go ahead and flip over to the right side of the layout, which is the latter half of the week, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which I'm not going to lie is definitely the best part of the week. As you can see there, I clean off my stamps with a baby wipe. You don't have to. You could just stamp the excess ink onto a scratch piece of paper and then that would be fine. As long as you don't have excess ink on it for modeling your colors, there's really no problem. You don't have to clean your stamps. I just happen to like to with the baby wipe. As long as you make sure they're alcohol free and you don't scrub too vigorously, you should be okay with the baby wipe. But some people definitely do stamp a little bit too vigorously and then tear their stamps, and so you want to watch out for that. Now those super cute little notebook looking stickers, I love them. The top of the part looks like a perforated edge from a notebook, and they're super functional, but they really have a little bit of style to make function a little bit cuter. I love that. It really just makes me so excited about planning and using functional things that look good, and I love that a lot. And again, I used it just for one event. I wrote all of the information necessary on that one sticker, including the time, the person, the place, and the event, which was practice. I like doing that, but I don't always. Sometimes I just put initials or a little code that works for me. Every week is different. I don't do the same things. There are certain things that definitely do remain consistent, but I change it up a lot. I have a lot of different supplies that I like to use, and you can't use all of them in one week. So that's where I find that changing things up each week works well for me, because as long as I stick to the basics and I know what's going on, it's totally cool, Like right there, using a stamp and a simple label sticker, it works fantastic. It looks cute. It serves the purpose, but I'm not actually sure I've ever done that before. So there you go, right? Or using that little geotag sticker to notate my son's initials, which is how I'll notate the baseball game, who it's for, because I only write the time and the place, and then the little geotag, I can write his initials in there so I know who it's for. I'm not sure I've ever done that before, but it's pretty cute, and I'm really happy with the results, but I doubt I'll do it again this week, and certainly probably not again next week, just because that's how it works out. However, I think I've done something similar with a different shape sticker. So I don't want to limit myself in any way by saying, oh, I always do this or I don't do this ever, because who knows, I might want to do it again another time. Now, as you can see, here's where the alternating comes in. I put the sticker on the top in the left side and then the bottom one on the right side. I just feel like it changes things up. It makes your eye move around the page a little bit. It doesn't keep things boring. But for me, that's what works. Absolutely, you should do it whatever works for you. Everybody's taste is different in different types of things. So that works out well. Now, this was a crazy week because we live in Southern California and it absolutely never rains, but we had 2 days where it rained and events were rained out, which was super weird because, like I said, it just never rains here. So, and especially since the last few years we've been in a drought and we really definitely haven't had any rain. Now I like to work with all of the stickers that I have on hand. So in this case, I'm leaning heavily on the March items, but I'm also pulling out past things as well, past stamps, past stickers, to use those in conjunction with these for things that go together and things that match. And that's what's really nice about having a small little stash of items, is that you can pull things together that coordinate and look really well together. Now I'm using primarily for stamping this week, if not entirely, the VersaFine black ink. It's my favorite by far. There's no other ink that even compares to me. It is super easy to use. I highly recommend it for beginners. It's great for planner stamps because it's meant for fine details in stamps, and it just really does great with these teeny tiny little planner stamps. So if you're looking for a stamping ink, you're thinking about getting into stamping, I highly recommend VersaFine. It's a pigment ink. It works well with most planners, and it's just really a great quality ink. And by the same token, I've been using the same ink pad, I would say, for the last 5 years. I've never re-inked it. I've never bought another one. It really just, it will last you forever, and it's fantastic. Now I'm going to pull out these alphabet stamps from the Scraptastic Club. They're from last year. They are an alphabet stamp, and they also have these little different block shapes that you can highlight specific letters. And I'm going to stamp in an event, which was MORP for my son on Friday night. And I just thought that this would be a fun way to do it. I could have obviously stamped a little block, or I could have used a sticker and just written it in there, but I thought, you know what, MORP is kind of a crazy fun event, and it would be pretty fun to just go ahead and stamp that in there as well. So that's exactly what I did. I used the VersaFine black ink to stamp out the letters, and then I chose to highlight the O in MORP and use the little circle to highlight that, and I will use a Prima chalk ink in like a light turquoise color to do that. It's hard to see here on the screen, and hopefully you can see it. See those alphas? Aren't they adorable? And then do you see what I mean by the little blocks where you can highlight different alphabets, or different letters in the alphabet, I'm sorry. And it's just fun. It's just different. It's not something I do every week, and it just looks really cute to me on that page right there. Now, as you can see, there's usually a block, not every day, but most days, or a lot of days, where I don't have writing, and so I leave the perfect opportunity for a little bit of embellishing or photos, which that makes me super happy. And I love to combine different elements. After this week especially, I feel like that's been really working out, like the stamping and the stickers. I'm really fond of that, and I think that it's a really fun way to get creative on your planner pages, yet stay super functional. And again, as you can see, it's not crazy. I'm not using a ton of different things. It's just a couple of different things, and it's fun. All things that I have right here in my stash. Now I'm pulling out, these are stickers from the February Scraptastic Plan On It kit. Just looking through there, seeing how we can coordinate with the March one. I know that there are some flag stickers in there that are perfect for sort of adding little details and that kind of thing. And that's where I'm going to use one of these light blue ones to just notate the rain out for Friday that I had already mentioned to you. Now, as you can see, I am mostly finished doing the functional planning for this particular week. So what I will do is I will go ahead now and go back and add my photos. Now, I think that I could absolutely use this planner for functional planning during the week. And then at the end of the week, go back and add embellishments and add my photos. I use a different planner myself for my functional planning and my lists and the actual events where, they get crossed out or they get changed or whatever. But next year, I plan on doing this same thing. And I think that if I wanted to, I really could just use the planner and then next week go back and add those things. So I don't think that this has to be purely a scrapbooking thing. I think that this could be really genuinely combining planning and memory keeping. And it would be perfect because really then you would break it up into 2 separate weeks of how you're doing it, or you could do it, as you go as well. As you can see there, I've got a little photo of Nancy and Ronald Reagan. That Friday was Nancy Reagan's funeral, and I did watch it on TV, and I was really moved by the whole ceremony, and so I wanted to notate that in my planner. Now that's something that in the past for Project Life I've absolutely included as well. And so to me it felt natural. It might not to you, and it might not be something that you want to include, but for me it just went along with the same lines of what I've been doing over time in my Project Life album. And since this project is taking the place of that album this year, it was just the right move for me. Now, as you can see, I'm just adding photos in different places, trimming them up to how they fit well in the spaces that I have allowed for them. I don't conform to box sizes too much. You absolutely could though. But as you can see, I love to punch circles. I love to punch stars. Just changing it up a lot to make it different. So as you can see there, I punched a circle from a photo. And then I trimmed off a hard edge so that I could line it up right against the line there for the morning boxes, and then it would just be right there. I just like the change in shape. I think it's fun, but you absolutely don't have to do that. You don't have to change up the shapes of the photos. I just like to do it. I think it's a little bit more interesting for me in my particular planner. I like to put the photos where I think they're going to go, make sure that they look good to me visually, and then I go ahead and I add my adhesive and stick those down. And because I am a scrapbooker, I have adhesive in my ATG gun by Scotch. Now, for that Nancy Reagan one, I did add a sticker and then the tiniest bit of journaling as well, because I didn't know if in the future I would remember why I had a picture of them in my planner, because that could be a little bit random and somewhat odd. So adding the little heart sticker and then letting me know that that was from their funeral, or her funeral was that day, really will help me in the future with why that's there in the first place, because like I said, it could definitely be odd. Now again, a little bit more journaling with a sticker from the February kit, just so that, again, what is this photo of? Because yeah, right now I totally remember, but maybe 3 years from now when I'm looking back at this planner, which I definitely do, maybe I wouldn't remember. I don't know. Now I need to go back to the first half of the week and add my photos as well, even before I get started on the pocket pages, and I need to start on the pocket pages. But I do have that one half done, so I feel really good about that. It looks good. As you can see for this week for my pockets, I'm using 3 4x4, 3x4, is that what I said? Anyway, slots. Those, me and my big ideas, they come in a variety of different configurations, and I love that because, again, I could really just buy pocket protectors that were all the same and each week do the same thing. But you never know how many photos you have. Sometimes you have more, sometimes you have less, and this really helps being able to change that up. And so I'm super excited to have the variety to fit my needs. Now I like to decorate in this pocket and also memory keep and also do the tiniest bit of journaling. So in this instance, I can use a decorative card, a photo, and a little label sticker and do almost all of the things in one little pocket. I can be decorative, I can do journaling, and I can have a photo all at the same time, and I really like that. Now I think I've told you in the past, I'm trying to keep this album pretty flat so you won't see too many bulky embellishments, because even in February, my album is definitely getting fat, and as March goes on, it's the same thing. So I have been using chipboard and wood veneer and things like that, but I really probably will try to limit my use of those going forward, because they do add a lot of bulk that I had not considered in the past in my regular project life because those albums are so much more substantial than these particular planners. So you will see a lot of stamping and a lot of stickers from me for embellishing because those keep my pages relatively flat. Now again, I'm going to use my circle punch and I am going to punch out that photo of my son running from first base to second base. It was not how I had anticipated it originally, but I decided that that would be a cool addition to that journaling card since there are a bunch of different concentric circles on there. It would be fun to add a circle photo there as well. And then I could also just add a tiny bit of journaling, and the card looks fantastic, albeit very simple. So that would work out great. And again, like I said, keeping it flat, right? I don't have any bulky embellishments on that one. So now I'm finished, and I will turn it over to the back side and begin work on that as well, because I was thinking about the layout of the front and I wanted to make sure that it was sort of chronological, like, you know, the front is the first half of the week and the back is the second half of the week, except for, in all honesty, I really had more photos from the second half of the week. So, you know, it just, again, it is what it is, but I like to keep it trying to be chronological. Now, again, almost all of these cards are exactly the same, which is kind of funny. I guess I was just sort of in this, that a little bit of journaling, a decorative card, a photo, maybe a label, maybe a sticker, and it's set. And I really am very happy with that because they're cute, they're decorative, they all go well together, but they're not adding any bulk to my album or planner, as you will. Now what's awesome is that This Life Noted kit comes with a ton of embellishments. Now sometimes they're bulky, but in this particular case for March, there is this really great Amy Tangerine sticker book. There are so many stickers included, and I knew it would be awesome for decorating my photos and my pages, and so I can just flip through that photo book that you can see right there and pick out the perfect stickers. And I really wanted to keep it simple because I'm looking to decorate this one photo of my son, and I really want the focus to be on the photo, not on the decoration. So a cute little XO sticker is perfect just to add the right little touch of embellishing, but keeping it really simple as well. But you know what, you can layer a couple of stickers or whatever and have the same effect. So it's not necessary that you only add one little meager sticker. You can add a couple and doing some layering as well. Now I'm looking through the exclusive die cuts that come in This Life Noted kit just to see if there's anything that I want to add, if there's anything that would go great with this layout, or if there's anything that I'm really missing that maybe goes with these dates or anything like that. Just making sure that I have this layout all exactly how I'd like it to be. Now there is a fun one that says shenanigans that I can add to the bottom of this picture for my son and his best friend. It goes perfect. It's exactly how they are. And then there's cute little journaling and just all kinds of really great stuff that I do like to add. It keeps things fun and interesting. And I'm able to just sort of make it my own and make these layouts exactly how I want them to be. Now again, just adding one simple sticker and then using my Pilot permanent pen to, that photo is from Morp. And I just want to notate that because why else would my son be dressed so freakishly, and I'm notating it in my planner, right? So I don't need to necessarily write a ton of stuff. I think that that will be enough to jog my memory in the future. I don't know, we'll see, but hopefully it is. So now the pocket layout is finished, and I need to finish embellishing the right hand side of the page, which includes adding the photos that I have printed and resized as well before I printed them, and then also any embellishments that I wanted to add as well. Now, the This Life Noted kit came with this really amazing stamp set of a clock and then a couple of other smaller stamps. I knew that I wanted to add, for some reason I just really was focused on that this week, the clock stamp, but I didn't want to do the whole thing. I wanted to do half. So what I did was I added a little strip of washi tape, and because the washi tape will come back up very easily, and then I will ink half of the stamp. So then when I put the stamp down in ink, any excess ink gets on the washi tape, and I can just pull that right up, and then it is not on my layout. So that's kind of a masking technique. It's super simple, and it's great for most of us because we have a ton of washi tape, and so you can just sort of use that for masking, and a few inches certainly won't hurt your stash at all. So as you can see, for the bottom of Monday and Tuesday in that evening slot, I just used that stamp, and I'm so happy with it. I think it's just really cute. It looks great. It's a perfect little embellishment for that spot, but obviously it's super subtle and very, very simple. Now again, in this stamp set, there is this cool stamp that says "at this time." It's very modern, and I wanted to add that with the black VersaFine ink so that I could write in baseball, because we are now fully engulfed in the baseball season. And so I thought that might be a neat way to just sort of jog our memory about how we were back in the full swing of baseball. And so I just stamped that right down there at the bottom, and then took one of my pens and just wrote in baseball. That's it. Nothing crazy, but I've filled up that entire section very simply. It's very clean and neat and organized, and then that clock stamp is very subtle. It's not bright and bold or anything that you would really notice. Now again, in that stamp set, there is another awesome stamp. It says "Time flies when you're having fun." It's just super cool, and I love it. And it's the perfect embellishment for Wednesday morning. So as you can see on the left half of the side, there is a ton of stamping and just a couple of stickers, and I love it. I love the combination of stamping and stickers. It's exactly my favorite way to put together a week. Now I'm going to use some Bella Boulevard washi tape for my stash. This did not come in one of the kits. It's really cute, white background with blue clouds, and it says "Today" like in a typewriter font. I just really like it, and I thought it went well with the color scheme for this particular week, and then the simplicity sort of plays in as well. Now I did rip a little section right there of that by the where you stick them into the rings or whatever, and I could have left it. It would have absolutely been okay, but I thought, you know what, let's put a little bit of this thin washi and put it on both sides, and then go ahead and use my Happy Planner punch to punch back out the holes, and then I will have reinforced the tear so it's not really there anymore, and then it's just decorative too with that cute little yellow washi. So it's a good way to, if you make a mistake or you have a tear or something like that, you can really still make it cute. It's not like I have to use some ugly silver duct tape or something like that, but it also makes it, I fixed it or whatever like that, but it's super cute. So then that's it. I'm just trimming up the washi, making sure that it's all even and fits with the edges of the paper, and there's not any overhang, and it doesn't look bad or anything like that. And then I'll pull out my Happy Planner punch and just simply line up the holes and punch it again, though as a side note, I didn't do a very good job of lining up the holes, and that's totally how I am. So, but you know what? It's okay. It did not affect the function of the page whatsoever. And that's it. That's my entire layout. That's this week, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know what you like, and it lets me know that you enjoyed it as well. Thanks so much, and make it a great day.